My neighbor wants a little table-shaped TV stand. She wants to paint it. So it's a good time to use up some reclaimed and leftover material. She wants fairly chunky legs. And that should do it. We'll get her cut into a more manageable size to mill. Now I know my piddly little machine's going to have trouble with this, so it'll be light passes to get a flat face on it. Of course, naturally, on some of the bad pieces, it's easier and faster to just take some bad spots out with a hand plane. And with one side flat, now we can square up an adjacent face. Look what we got overnight. Is it going to stay this time? I don't know. There's my maple legs. Look at the figure on that. That's the plainest one. Now I've got to make some stretchers for it. It's chilly today. Maybe we can get a start on some stretchers. Well, we got 2.5-inch stock, I guess. Stretchers for the end, stretchers for the back and front. I think we'll work with that. Do a little bit of crack filling. Too lazy to go out and get the heat gun, so
use the hair dryer and get the air bubbles out.
oh boy, now we get to do some preliminary sanding. Get to level this epoxy out. I really love this sander. Oh, I've just spent some time organizing how I want these to go. So those will go like that at the back. And these will go like this at the front. Now we get to do the fun part. I gotta take the stretchers and do some mortises and tenons. So on my short side I want a foot between the legs. Half-inch tenon on each side. Sounds like 13 inches to me. And we'll cut the two at the same time. Make sure they're the same length. So, the left side, front face. The short piece of the apron goes on the back. I've got an M marked here. So that's the inside. So it's coming this way. And I want a 1/4 inch reveal. And I've got 3/4 inch material. And I'll have a 1/4 by 1/2 mortise on here. So if this comes in a 1/4 and I want a 1/4 inch reveal, that means a 1/2 inch in is where my mortise starts. Get that 1/2 inch marked on all of them. You get the width of my material put in there for a guide. Okay, so on that side, that's with the face down. I back up, so it's got to be this side as the reference. So 1/2 inch in. And this one's 1/2 inch in from the front face. So what I found is my mortising gauge isn't quite accurate at 1/4 inch. Okay, so these two pieces go together like that. So I've got my reference mark. And if I take 1/4 inch and make another reference mark, set my gauge to that, and we'll mark our second mark from the same face. There's one. This one comes from this face. And it's wood chopping time. Just keep chasing that bevel. Oh, this maple is hard. Get some of the chips out of the way. And just putter away at it. I got most of it wasted out there now. You can see I'm still away from my line on both sides because a chisel is a wedge. And when you put it in, it's going to try to move it away from the wedge like that. So now that I've got it close and to depth, I can turn it around and start paring out this little bit of waste at the end, because this side is now weaker and it won't wedge it into my line. I'll just pare that out a little bit at a time. Still leaving some of it out. Get the crap out of there. We just don't want to wedge it in past our line is the goal here. Not to the line yet. But I can feel it wedging over that way. I'll just take a bunch of that crud out. Get it out of the way. Leave room for the chip to move off. I can still leave her against the back because I'm not at the line. Gently get that out. Very close to the line now. I'll take about half of that. Maple is hard stuff. Alright, I'm right there. Right on my line. I think I've got it. Now I'll do the other edge. I sharpen my chisels at 25 degrees, which is great for paring, but this mortising work is really taking a beating on it. I'm just doing the end a little bit steeper there, see if I can make it last a bit longer. Sounds like a good excuse to buy myself some mortising chisel. I think that's on the list now. To touch them up, I'm putting them flat at my 25 degree and then raising them up just a little bit to try to get an edge that lasts a little bit longer. Oh, we've got mortises. And this is the left side. So I need a short piece, a short stretcher to go between those two. Because they sit like that. So we'll work on that first. Half inch or a tenon. 12 inches between. And now we can wrap those measurements around. Oh, must be pretty square because they met up. I've reset my 3/4 inch one to a 1/4 inch and left my half inch one there. And that should give me my 1/4 inch. On my tenon. And just take a little clip out of the corner to my knife mark for a starting spot. And we'll see if I can remember all my sawing instructions. Proper grip with the finger, light grip, held up with the heel of my hand on the bottom. Get my fingers placed. Start sawing nothing. Body position a bit better. I'm going to curve across the top. Start dropping the heel of my hand. Same thing on this side, just follow one line at a time. And take our knife line that we marked with and turn it into a knife wall on the waist side. And try to do the same thing. Using the knife awl. Quite deep enough. How close are we? Pretty good. Pretty good. And while it's sitting right there, I'll put a number 1 and a number 1. I've switched over to the tenon saw instead of the dovetail saw. Show face. Show face. That's tight. That's off the saw. A tiny bit out right there. Well, maybe a touch of tweaking, but it don't look too bad. That's the short one's done. Well, loosely clamped. It all kind of fits together. It works. It works. And the joinery's not too bad on it. Okay, we've got it glued up. Drying in the clamps. I did the short side first and let it dry. And I had to put a diagonal clamp in here to square it up. And it's in the living room and drying, so we won't get a look at it very well until it comes out of the clamps. But we have a base. I hand planed all the surfaces, broke all the edges, put chamfers on them, got rid of all the arras. Probably better this way with the light, but that's the back of it. Before I do the final shaping on the top, I just got it placed in here. And I'm going to just put a line around on the inside. And I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll lay some wood strips in here to give the screws a little bit more holding power than just into the MDF. And the underside of the bottom, just get a nice can. And we'll mark out a little radius on all four corners. And we'll just nip those corners off with the jigsaw. And we'll clean right up to the line with the belt sander. With 2 light passes, we'll give it a round over. We'll take our maple blocks and put them inside the line. And put a clamp on them. And I got them about 10 inches. And that should give me more security than just putting a screw into the MDF. Oops. Now that those are glued on, put the base on. And line it up with our lines. And we'll take a mating piece. And take a fairly thick piece of cardboard We'll just give it a little bit of space. So somewhere right around the middle, I'm just going to eyeball it. So that hole is a 1/8 hole, which is too big for a number 8 screw, which is okay. That's what we want. We want a little bit of room for the screw. So with the same drill bit, and my drill in reverse this time, I'm just going to mark. And now that we've got a nice little mark there, we can take the proper 5/64ths. And there we go. Now when somebody lifts it up, it should stay there. Ready for finish. I'm over at a friend's shop. He let me borrow it because he's got this neat thing called heat in his shop. Time to prime. Well, light first coat, now time for the second. And I can put this one on a little bit wetter. Time for the magic, and it's going to look fabulous. I already put a coat on the bottom of the legs.
are you doing?
Let's go.
Go see.